All this again where everybody wants to spark up this conversation about the old No Jumper hosts, getting them to talk about why they left, etc. You know, I could talk about all that shit, but I'm gonna be real. I don't give a f. Audience don't give a f. That was back in the day. Look at my team right now. I could slim it down to 3 names. Brick, Whack, 4 Extra. Boom. Way more viral, way more talked about, way more interesting than anybody that I used to have back in the day on the platform. So, like, to those dudes, this might still be like a big topic of conversation. To me, I don't give a f. You know, it's like even Joe Budden and Rory and Mal. Nobody gives a f. They beef, they go back and forth. They're way more famous than the host who left my sh. Nobody cares. Just move on. It's over.
The story of a platform that rises, falls, reinvents itself, and carries with it the weight of departed voices is not unlike the story of any city where new construction grows over ruins, where memory lingers beneath the latest facade. To listen to a creator speak about the departure of former collaborators is to catch a glimpse of how the architecture of online life is built, not only of content, but of shifting relationships, loyalties, and disputes. The present moment is marked by confidence and dismissal, by an insistence that the past has little importance compared to the vitality of the current team. Yet the past does not vanish so easily. It haunts every new creation, every audience that remembers the early days, every echo of a familiar voice that once helped define the atmosphere. The contemporary internet rewards momentum. Platforms thrive on novelty, on constant circulation of names, on the appearance of relevance that must be renewed daily. What matters most is not necessarily continuity, but virality, the capacity to command attention at this precise second. Within such a climate, the memory of former collaborators can feel like dead weight, an unnecessary reminder of an era that has already been surpassed. The creator insists that the audience is more engaged with new personalities than with the lingering drama of the old, and this insistence is both a performance of strength and a strategy of survival. To remain at the center of online discourse, one must shed nostalgia as one sheds old skin. Yet audiences rarely comply with this demand. Viewers develop attachments not only to a platform as an abstract brand, but to the individuals who gave it texture and voice. When those individuals depart, willingly or otherwise, their absence generates curiosity. Why did they leave? What fractures led to their exit? What unspoken tensions shaped the split? These questions linger long after the creator has moved on, and they fuel conversations among fans who treat the behind-the-scenes drama as part of the entertainment itself. In this sense, the creator's frustration with continued speculation is also an acknowledgement of the strange intimacy of digital culture, where the personal becomes inseparable from the product. It is tempting to see in this tension a microcosm of the broader internet, where narratives of betrayal and reinvention circulate endlessly. Creators form collectives, fall apart, and rebuild. Audiences follow not only the content, but the drama surrounding it. Each departure is both a rupture and an opportunity for reinvention. The creator who remains must frame the departure in a way that sustains authority, by belittling the relevance of the past, by amplifying the vitality of the present, by situating themselves as the true center that endures while others fade into irrelevance. This rhetorical move is not unique. It echoes across countless online communities. What is striking, however, is the language of dismissal that accompanies such reinventions. The past is framed as trivial, the departed as minor figures whose significance pales in comparison to those who remain. The comparison to other public rifts between larger and more famous figures serves to minimize the weight of the conflict at hand. To say that others of greater renown engage in similar disputes is both a way of normalizing the drama and of belittling the importance of those who left. The message is clear. The platform continues, the creator thrives, the conversation has already shifted elsewhere. Yet beneath this dismissal lies a different truth. If the past were truly insignificant, it would not require such forceful denial. The very need to address the departures, even in passing, reveals their lingering presence. The insistence that nobody cares is itself evidence that people do care, that the memory of former collaborators remains alive in the collective imagination. This is the paradox of online creation. To deny importance is also to acknowledge it. To refute nostalgia is to admit that nostalgia exists. The phenomenon of former collaborators haunting a platform resembles the broader dynamics of cultural memory. In the aftermath of empire, for example, the new state insists on its sovereignty and distinct identity, yet the ghosts of the past linger in architecture, language, and custom. Similarly, in the aftermath of a creative split, the new platform insists on its vitality, yet the ghosts of the old crew remain in the minds of the audience. One cannot build a clean break, one can only manage the residues. The insistence on irrelevance is a form of memory management, an attempt to curate what counts and what is discarded. The creator's confidence in the new team highlights another feature of online life, the constant search for novelty. Audiences are fickle, and the personalities who drive engagement today may not be the ones who matter tomorrow. By highlighting the virality of the current cast, the creator signals adaptability, a willingness to embrace change rather than cling to old formulas. This adaptability is both a strength and a necessity, for the internet punishes stagnation. In this sense, the dismissal of the past is not only rhetorical but strategic. It positions the platform as forward-looking, aligned with the flows of attention rather than trapped in yesterday's disputes. Still, one wonders about the cost of such relentless forward motion. To discard the past too easily is to risk alienating those who invested their attention in the earlier era. Audiences form parasocial relationships with hosts, and the abrupt disappearance of those hosts can feel like a betrayal. The creator may frame this as an inevitable part of growth, but for the audience, it may remain an open wound. The unresolved tension between creator and fans lies here. The creator insists on movement, while the fans linger in memory. This tension produces the endless cycle of questions and speculation, which the creator views as irrelevant, but which the audience insists on keeping alive. Perhaps the deeper lesson of this dynamic is that online platforms are less stable than they appear. What seems like a coherent brand is, in fact, a shifting constellation of personalities and relationships. The departure of one figure can alter the chemistry of the entire project, even if the creator insists otherwise. The insistence that the new team is more viral, more interesting, more relevant is not only a statement of fact, but a defense against the fragility of the project. The creator must constantly reassure both themselves and their audience that the platform endures, that the departure of others does not undermine its essence. This reveals something profound about digital culture. Its structures are built not on permanence, but on improvisation. A collective forms, dissolves, reforms, always vulnerable to personal conflict and changing tides of attention. To narrate these changes requires both candor and performance. The creator who declares indifference is performing control, asserting mastery over a situation that could otherwise appear destabilizing.